going on, people? On the way back from Swansea, what you saying, Daniel?
It was a good, very good performance. I think everyone kind of put a shift in. Shout out Musa Sissoko.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's done himself proud today. I'll be honest, he made me eat my words today.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
No, I'm not his biggest fan, but no, I like it when he makes me eat my words. But I want him to do well, and he proved me wrong today.
100%, 100%. What did you make of Lucas Moura's performance today?
Everyone's saying I'm reading that everyone thinks he's a bit quiet, but I thought he did all right. I thought he was kind of dangerous most of the game. I thought he was kind of maybe a bit better in the first half than the second, but you know, when you're comparing him to the performances of Lamela and Eriksson, who performed absolutely outstanding today, they were just, you couldn't get near them. It's difficult to say Lucas was up to that standard, but yeah, I thought he performed pretty well.
I thought, you know, the way he gets past players is just great. It's like almost a bit messy. Like, obviously we're not going to put him in that bracket of player, but it's almost a bit kind of Messi-esque the way he takes it past players. But what about Lamela today? I thought he was class.
I thought he was absolutely, the ball roll, you got to love the ball roll.
26 in the first half, was it?
Something like that. I think it's a skill that he's clearly mastered.
Yeah.
What's it called? I thought he was absolutely sensational. I think since he's come back from injury, to be honest, he's been putting in some really good performances.
Has that been his best performance since he's come back?
I think so. And you know, to get a goal with his right foot as well, into the far corner.
Everyone goes banging on about how he's so left-footed and this and that.
I thought he was creating.
Did we go today? Of course we went today. Check out our Twitter. Oh, Musa Sissoko. Yeah, that's right, man. Musa Sissoko. What did you think of Eriksson? The class of Eriksson today, Daniel?
It was that man. He did his job today.
He likes the liberty, doesn't he?
He ran the show. He ran the show today. He loves the liberty. He always scores at liberty. He ran the show today.
100%. Sim?
I thought he was probably our man of the match. I thought he
probably. I thought definitely. Not
definitely. I thought there was some number of good performances, but I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. I thought his two goals, obviously the first goal on his left foot, lethal finish on the edge of the box. He's so good. He needs to do that more often. Getting to the edge of the box and scoring goals like that. He should be getting more goals like that, even though the amount of goals he does score. And obviously on the second goal, laid off from Lucas, low finish into the near post. Quality performance. He was hit the bar as well with another left foot drive just outside the box. He was creating chances all game. He's really phenomenal performance from Eriksson.
We got a few questions. First one is from Mr. Coit. First of all, I want to ask him: is he related to Paul Coit?
Is it Paul Coit?
It's not Paul Coit. It's not Paul Coit. I can't remember what his first name was because it's flashed up. But he's asked, can we win the FA Cup without Kane?
I think it's going to be tougher without Kane. I think in the big games when we've got to play United or Chelsea, obviously if they both go through, then if they both go through, these games can go down to such fine margins.
Yeah.
And when it goes down such fine margins, you never know what's going to happen in those games. And Kane can kind of make up for those margins. His lethal finishing, and without him, maybe we could just lose out, and if that's possible. But
I don't think we should. Even without Kane, I don't think we should fear anyone.
No, for sure. No, I agree with that. I'm just saying, in these massive games, the result comes down to such small margins in the game, and a striker like Kane can really swing it in your favour. And sometimes when he's not playing, that could be missing. And it's good. So I'm just saying, it could be tough, very tough in those kind of games. So it's hard to say whether without Kane we can win it. Obviously, I'd love to have him back, but I agree with you. We have to fear no one. Doesn't matter with Kane or without. We're good enough to beat any of those teams left in the competition without Kane. So there's no reason to fear anyone. It's just going to be tough without him in those big games.
We've got another question saying, how do you feel about the dark blue and which totals £2,200 seats in the new Park Lane?
1882 season tickets.
Yeah, and the white wall.
I think it's considering the whole campaign that Spurs have been pushing. You know, it's a one-tier stand. It's going to be the atmosphere stand. It's going to be everything. You know, who usually makes the atmosphere? It's young people, right? It's young fans who.
Well, let's not say young, but you know, it's not young. You know, you've got fans out older that also make the noise, but really these fans can't really afford to pay £2,200. These are the fans that have been going week in, week out every game for the past 10-20 years, so it's not necessarily the young fans. but it's the fans that are going to be priced out of it.
Right, and that's more likely to be younger fans.
Yeah, but it's older as well.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think it's a bit disingenuous for Spurs to put that right in the centre, pretty much in the hub of the wall. These prices, when they've made this whole push that this is going to be the atmosphere, and I don't think it's going to help the atmosphere. I don't think it's going to help contribute to the atmosphere, putting those kind of seats there.
Well, let's ask Daniel as a young fan. What does he think?
If you look at the lane, and you remember the West Stand, that tend to be the most expensive.
Yeah.
Then you have the bottom of the park lane, which most of the noise came from, and it wasn't as expensive, but they've used this whole like propaganda kind of thing, like you want to be in that stand, and they've upped the prices stupidly. Like, it's so expensive. We got more expensive than Arsenal now, and their fans going absolutely berserk on their ticket prices, and then we're just kind of accepting it. And I don't think we should, because I think it's kind of disgusting that they've kind of urged everyone to go in the stand, like all the noise is going to be there, amazing one tier, and then they've upped the price by £1.50. Like, it's kind of
there was
disgusting.
a bit of a protest today, though.
Yeah, there were the t-shirts outside. It's just modern day football at the moment. It's just all about money.
Yeah. We're not fans, we're customers now.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, well, for the foreseeable future.
It reminds me of what the Bayern Munich chairman said when he said, 2 million.
What is this orientation?
Because I think you started the stream like that.
Didn't. Started it the other way.
The Bayern Munich. Are we live? Or I don't
know.
I think we are. I'm not really sure if people can see us at the moment. Can you see us? Let us know in the comments if you can see us right now.
Are we live or not? We don't know.
We can't really tell. It says reconnecting, but
Swansea's
comments seem to be coming up.
The internet in Swansea is oh
Yeah,
way! Edos. Johnny Coit, are you related to Paul Coit? Tell me.
Anyway, what I was saying about the Bayern Munich chairman, he said 2 million for the club.
Koi's TV.
In the grand scheme of things. Koi's TV, who's that?
Simeon wants to know who Koi's TV are.
Anyway, we just got to take the model, I think, from other big clubs if we want to, like Bayern Munich and stuff like that, who don't exploit their fans.
Yeah.
And I think the ticket prices is not a good move, I think. I understand the need to up the prices, I'm not arguing with that, but I think some of the price hikes have just been a bit ridiculous. And I think in the grand scheme of things, considering all the money we get from commercial now, from TV and all that, I don't think if we decrease the current prices that we're seeing by a couple £100, like, it wouldn't be that big of a hit for Spurs.
How does it make sense for a team like Spurs, the stature of Spurs, have not won a things for 10 years, and that thing that we did win 10 years ago was the Carling Cup, and before then, what did we win before that? 99, the Carling Cup again. Yeah. We have the most expensive prices in the whole world in world football.
Season ticket prices,
Yeah, it's an absolute joke.
I agree with you. It should not be like that. They'll say it's the cost of a new stadium, but I disagree. I don't think it needs to be this high. I think they're aiming for short-term profits over long-term gain, over long-term building a relationship with the fans. Like, I don't think.
What's that?
Alice 1-0.
Oh.
Alice 1-0. I don't think that this is a positive step. I think they've made a bit of an error in these prices, but I can't see it changing.
Alright, so everyone get your questions in. What do you want to know? We got all the answers.
Yeah, we've got 4 hours.
We got 4 hours to answer questions for you guys, so let us know. Big shout out to Ki-Hyun Kim. Are you an SK? Swansea were pretty poor today, weren't they?
Well, I think clearly they have bigger things to be concentrating on. I think they rested a lot of players were injured or cup tied, and it was a very disjointed display from them. They couldn't really get going.
It's Angus Dunn 27. Shout out to you. When does semi-final tickets come out? Well, let the draw be made first, and then.
Jesus.
Do you think Levy and Enoch are here for the long term, or do you reckon he's going to sell out? It's an interesting question.
I think they are here for the long term. They've come here, they've built the project, they've been here for so long now.
Jack David.
I think they've been here for so long now that there's no reason why they wouldn't stick around for them to see their project come to fruition. Maybe who knows what will happen in the future? You never know in football, but I think for the foreseeable future, we're going to have Levy and Enoch in charge of Spurs for sure.
Igor Rodriguez says, would you rather FA Cup or top 4? That old question again.
The old question.
Both.
Exactly.
Both.
Daniel says both. I agree with him, and it looks like this year we are going to get both.
I know it's a tough question.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack.
Thoughts on backup striker after Harry Kane? What do you think of Son's performance up front today?
I thought it was a good performance. Obviously, he didn't get a goal. Did he get an assist today?
No.
He didn't get an assist either. But I thought all in all, it was a pretty solid performance
He had
from
a goal
him.
ruled out for VAR.
Yeah, and that was a good goal, wasn't it?
It was a good goal.
I
I think he played well. I think he did alright. It wasn't an amazing performance, but I think he did a job. He did a good job. He was hot, you know. I think he actually looked better once he moved back to the left and Llorente came on. I thought Son looked more dangerous then. But that's his best position, is on the left. You can't, you know, doesn't mean he can't play a good role up front because his best position's on the left.
Spurs 90 says the away atmosphere was incredible today. I actually disagree with that. I thought the atmosphere was pretty poor, considering.
I thought it was decent. I thought fans were going, you know, chanting.
What do you reckon, Daniel? The atmosphere today?
As in, if the game's a good tempo game, it's the crowd will get behind you. But like, I thought when chances came, I thought the crowd was good. But on the whole, the game was it was sluggish. It was slow. It wasn't like it was kind of, you know, when we went 1-0 up, they didn't really attack us.
No, it was too easy.
It wasn't really. Yeah, the atmosphere's built when it's a close game with 2 sets of fans coming at. But you know, when one side isn't really up for it as much as the other, it just kind of dials the game down a bit, which obviously affects the atmosphere. But no, I thought on the whole the atmosphere was quite good. The standard Spurs away.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought considering what game it was, I thought it was going to be much better.
They didn't sell out either.
Well, also, at 12-15 kickoffs, the atmosphere is also never as good.
Yeah, that's true. Unless it's against Arsenal or Chelsea or something.
Yeah. Early kickoffs, everyone's always tired, just waking up. You know, haven't had enough time to go to the pub.
Can we push on and win this cup now?
100%. Of course we can. We've got to be favourites now for the cup, I think.
Well, United were favourites last week, so I don't see why they're not favourites now.
Were they? And with the bookies?
Yeah.
Well, all right, one of the favourites then. But
Yakov David says Bale back to Spurs.
Yeah. Right.
Discuss.
I would take Bale back in a heartbeat, but no chance.
What, even with his injury record?
I'll take him for sure, but I don't think there's any chance that he'll come back to Spurs.
How to tutorial asks you, how are you, Sim?
How to?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm great. Really good. 3-0 win for Spurs. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you. I know I've been ill recently a few times, missed a few games, but.
Who'd you rather, United or Chelsea in the semi-final?
United.
United any time.
United? I don't know, man. I think we owe Chelsea a bit of a battering.
Chelsea always up their game against us. They always have a good game, and they always find a way to scum us over.
It's true.
I don't want Chelsea.
But surely the time has come.
Listen. I think we're a better team than Chelsea. I think I'd obviously back us if we were to draw Chelsea. I think we will be. I don't know if we might be favourites, but I think we'd have a really good chance of beating them. But it's just they have something mentally over us. I think they have a way of playing. You know, they always stay.
We owe them one, man. They're not going to beat us all the time.
They got good defence and some really good attackers that could hurt you. I'd worry if we play Chelsea.
What about Leicester or Brighton?
Huh?
What about Leicester
Well, the question
or
was
Brighton?
Chelsea or United.
You never know. Hopefully one of them can go through.
I'm hoping for Leicester or Brighton, obviously.
Knock them out.
Obviously Brighton's a bit of another one. It's like it'll be a tough game for them. But Leicester, the King Power, it's possible.
No, is that Wembley?
No, Leicester.
Against Chelsea. Yeah.
No?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd prefer. Obviously, you'd prefer Leicester or Brighton, but Chelsea and Man U are the big favourites, aren't they?
Who do you prefer then?
I'll take anyone, man. I don't fear anyone in this cup.
That wasn't the question.
I'll take anyone. I don't mind either or.
Who do you prefer, United or Chelsea?
United. Will Grigg will tear us a new one. Yeah, all right.
Will Griggs on fire.
Who will win, Leicester or Chelsea?
Hoping Leicester. I think Leicester have a good chance. You can't underestimate how good they've been since Puel's come in.
Yeah.
I think Mahrez has upped his game again since his January exploits, shall we say. I think Vardy's been in good form all season. So they're a solid team. They have a good chance against Chelsea. So I wouldn't rule them out. They might even win, considering how Chelsea are playing at the moment.
That's such bollocks.
What?
He says the FA Cup semi-final is going to be moved from Wembley because we have an advantage.
I mean, he might want it to be moved, but it won't be moved.
No, he's a Spurs fan.
Well, it won't be moved.
When you look at it like this, everyone was saying how Spurs have a disadvantage this season because we're at Wembley, blah 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 blah, and now they're saying Wembley's an advantage for us. So make your minds up, man. Make your minds up.
The lesson we learn is just fans talk a lot of shit. That's all it is. They don't know what they're talking about a lot of the time, including us probably most of the time. But there we go.
Yeah, that's part and parcel of football. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I think we have been really good at Wembley, especially since like the 4th, 5th game since the start of the season. We've been absolutely sensational, really. Our form at Wembley.
Yeah.
We've taken most teams, doesn't matter who's come at us. Madrid, Dortmund, Liverpool, United. All these big teams have come to Wembley and just been shown up, and we've been consistent now. And I think you got to say we're a real force at Wembley.
Yeah, shame it's all coming to an end soon. Well, not a shame,
Not
but
a shame,
yeah.
not a shame at all. At the beginning of the season, all the Spurs fans were saying how much they hate the place, how much it's awful, I can't stand Wembley, blah blah blah. But it's all turned around because Pochettino knows what he's doing. He's always calm, Pochettino. He never panics. He always sticks to his guns. He sticks to his way of playing. Doesn't matter what pitch we're playing on. He knows how we're going to play, and he wasn't going to change the whole thing just because we're at Wembley. And he knew it was going to be difficult, but we've kind of mastered it now.
We've had a question about the wage structure.
Yeah.
And that made me think about this new stadium and all the new ticket prices and stuff.
That's one thing.
Do you think because of the stadium, not because of the stadium money, but because of the whole stadium deal and everything, that our wage structure will change?
Of course.
I think it has to.
Of course it will. It has to. Given given how much more revenue we're going to be getting now this season.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense that our wages are going to go up. They might even go up by like a third or even like double in some cases.
So, saying that, would you not take paying premium prices if we can offer premium wages?
Would I take offer premium? Yes. If we do offer the premium wages, but what does actually annoy me, I've been a big fan of Lever, a big fan of the Spurs project, right? But if you're going to hike up these prices, right, and then you're going to turn around to a player like Toby Alderweireld and not offer him the extra 40 grand a week he's asking for, when he's one of the best centre-backs in Europe, that really annoys me.
But maybe he's looking at it a different way. Toby Alderweireld hasn't played a full season for 3 years now. He's 29 years old.
2 years.
Yeah. 3 years ago was his last full season.
First of all, 29 for a centre-back is young.
Yeah.
All the best centre-backs are in the
Yeah, okay, I agree with you there.
They're over 30. I think Toby, we need someone like him in the squad. He keeps our defence together when he's on the pitch. And I think off the pitch as well, he's a really good influence. He's such a modern professional.
So you think he's worth the money even though if he's not playing?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's worth the money.
Daniel?
Yeah, given the money, you look at other clubs. We're playing. Sanchez is on 500 grand a week, 450 grand a week.
Alexis, yeah.
And we're looking at arguably 3 years, arguably 2 years in a row, our best centre back. I do think Vertonghen's peaked him now, but arguably he was a massive part of the seasons where we were chasing Leicester, we were chasing Chelsea. He showed his quality, and now we have to. How much more was it? 40 grand more?
Yeah.
We have to pay him the money. Have to.
And think about it like this. This is a player in Toby who it's not like Bale, the situation with Bale or Walker or Modric or like Carrick, players who wanted to leave or who were forcing moves out, who even if they were assigned new deals, they wouldn't have signed them. This is a player in Toby who's willing to stay, who's saying I just want to be paid what I think I'm worth as one of the best centre backs in Europe, which is kind of fair enough, and this is a player who's willing to stay at Spurs. I think part of him wants to stay at Spurs. So I think this is a player we have to front up the money for if we're going to be keeping players of the quality of Toby at Spurs, and especially if we're going to hike up the ticket prices like we have. There's no real excuse if we're going to be skimping out on 40 grand a week extra wages for a player of Toby Alderweireld's quality. We're not going to get a centre back as good as him.
What I heard was that Toby was actually happy to sign the contract at 110 and quite good bonuses, and then something happened, and his agent must have got something like, you can't be signing this contract, and then he retracted.
Yeah, if that's true, that's also problematic. That is problematic. There's also symptomatic of agents getting too involved in deals and whatnot.
Yeah.
If that's true, it's not a great move from Toby. I have to say, if he because you can't agree a deal and then go back on it, even though Levy's the king of that. I don't think that's good form. But
you don't Levy a Levy.
You can't Levy a Levy, exactly. But I think in the short term anyway, we're not going to get a centre back who's as good as Toby. I don't think, and I think he's worth the money. I think he's worth having around, and I think he gives such a positive influence just to the squad, the changing room, how he is, and on the pitch. And I think he's just worth it.
So let's put it this way: if Toby does go in the summer, do we need a replacement, or do we go with what we got with Sanchez and Vertonghen with Foyth as backup?
And Dyer as well.
As Dyer, yeah.
Those could be a four. The thing is, I would say yes. Let's sign someone. I think we probably need an extra centre back in there. But I have a feeling Poch is the kind of manager who has a lot of faith in his players, and he can be ruthless at times. But I think Poch might see Sanchez, Vertonghen, Dyer, and Foyth as sufficient. Especially if we're going to play 4 at the back and not 3. If we're playing 3, then we'll need an extra centre back for sure. But I think we're kind of giving up on that formation for the time being.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Depends how Foyth develops. A lot depends how Foyth develops.
He looks good, doesn't he?
I like Foyth. I like how he plays. I think in the future he's gonna be a very good centre back. I think he's got a lot of meat on his bone. He needs to get some meat on his bones. But I think he has a lot of potential. He's got such composure on the ball. He's got good passing. He's got a good brain. He's got a head on his shoulders. But he's only 19. He just needs to develop.
No, Spurs 90 says Foyth ain't ready just yet. No, you're right. He's not ready just yet. But I think he's going to grow into that player that we all want to see him to be.
But he's got to get the chance to develop. I think he's got to give the chance to.
Johnny Coit says PSG want Poch. Do you think he will go? To be honest, I think Poch has stated before that he would like to manage PSG in the future.
Yeah.
He was their captain. He's got a big affinity with the club. So I think one day he will go manage there, but let's hope it's not in the next 5 to 10 years.
I don't think he's good. This especially won't be this summer. I think Poch is here for the long term. I think.
What is the long term?
Well, listen, nowadays in management, long term is like not that long. But I think he's going to be at Spurs for at least another 4 or 5 years.
I think PSG will be his next club.
Yeah, I can see that happening 100%.
And Unai Emery is getting sacked this summer, isn't he?
100%. He's definitely getting sacked.
So let's hope Poch can. George, a legend. You're a legend.
Player ratings.
All right, let's give some.
You want to do it now, or you want to?
Why not? We'll do a quick player ratings. Michel Vorm. Out of 10.
Second, he didn't have a lot to do in the first half. Second half, right at the start, pulled off this tremendous double save. Right at the start of the second half.
Out of 10.
Give him 8.
Sim.
I'll give him a 7 just because he had barely anything to do, but that double save was phenomenal. So take up a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I thought he absolutely had nothing to do, but having that concentration of having nothing to do and then to make that double save, brilliant.
Brilliant stuff, Michelle.
Kieran Trippier.
7.
Yes, solid performance.
Yeah, I thought he was solid performance. Lost the ball a few times, not loads, but he did what he did. He did what he did.
Yeah, wasn't exposed. He was pretty solid throughout, but wasn't really tested at all. So give him a 7. Attacking wise, didn't do too much. Got a few crosses in, but we've seen Trippier create a lot more in other games. So I'll give him a 7.
I'll probably give him a 6, to be honest. I don't think it was a bad performance, but I don't think it was a particularly good performance. We've seen him play a lot better than that, and I think even on better performances we've given him a 7 before, so I'm going to give him a 6. Ben Davis.
8.
8.
Yeah, I think
He had a solid game, didn't lose the ball, got stuck in, and yeah, just thought he had a solid game.
Yeah. Returning to his old club, I thought he gave a really good performance, up and down the wing all the time. He's becoming such a consistent left back now, and I'd love to see how much he's grown since we signed him. And I think he's fine performance from Ben. 8.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I thought he was very good today, coming back to his hometown. Clapped the Swansea fans and the Spurs fans after the game. which was nice to see. So an 8 for Ben Davis. Davinson Sanchez.
Give him a 7. Thought he had 6 last 7. He had a good game. He kept Tammy Abraham quiet most of the game. He had a few fouls here and there, but no, he's done what he did in the last couple of weeks. He's been solid.
Yeah, I think 7. I think a couple of hairy moments. I remember a couple of missed kicks and made a couple of fouls as well, as Daniel was saying. But pretty solid. He again wasn't really tested. Tammy Abraham had a couple of duels with him, which Sanchez came out on top of. He shackled him pretty well. So, but one other thing to mention was his distribution. A couple of times was a bit loose. But other than that, solid performance from Sanchez.
Yeah, I agree. I've got nothing else to say on Davinson. I thought he was good. Jan Vertonghen.
8/9. He's been doing it He's been doing it most games this season. He's stepped up when Toby's not here.
He didn't have much to defend against.
He didn't have a lot to do, but he's just, when he gets the ball, he's just so calm. He just kind of walks out of his defence.
Has that composure to our defence, doesn't he?
He's just kind of, and since Toby's been out, he's kind of stepped up a lot, and he's been a proper big centre back for us. I'll give him an 8/9.
I think he becomes the main partner for Sanchez really well, and I think he's really stepped up, as Daniel said, since Toby's out. He's really become that main centre back, and he's absolutely phenomenal.
And to slot in like that from Ajax as well, from the Dutch league, which is not a great league, so you know. Moussa Sissoko.
Give him an 8/9 as well.
I'm giving him a 10. I don't know about you lot.
It was solid today. He really was. He proved me wrong, but I like it when he proves me wrong. But I want every Spurs player to do well. He hasn't been amazing. He hasn't been that good this year, but today he was solid. It was good. It was really good today.
Spurs 90 is giving Sissoko an 11.
Yeah, you know what? The big improvement today from Sissoko was his passing.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely phenomenal. Like, he really finding his man on a consistent basis. Can't ask for much more than that from Sissoko, and I thought absolutely great performance from him, and he's taken so much flack throughout the season. It's really good to come out today, you know, in a game, FA Cup quarter final, where a lot of people were seeing him in the lineup before and slating him and saying how pissed off they are on Poch for starting him in this game, and to him to put in a performance like that, it's a credit to him and a credit to Pochettino as well.
Yeah, 100%. Before the game, I was upset with the lineup, having seen Sissoko in there, but he completely proved me wrong today. His passing was on point. His shooting wasn't so much on point, but,
never is.
but I thought he had a solid game. And who needs Bell when he got Sissoko for that guy who asked about Bell before? Next is Eric Dyer.
7/8.
Yeah,
solid. Didn't really have loads.
Someone just commented 7.5 Eric Dyer.
Yeah, it was. He did. It was solid. Stuck in there. CDM. Made a few runs here and there. Wanted to get a bit more in the action, but yeah, he was solid. Didn't really have loads to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah.
I think solid performance. I think Sissoko, his passing was actually better than Dyer's today. Dyer gave the ball away a couple of times in dangerous positions, but I thought he, in general, broke up play very well, and he scored that 30-yard screamer, which just tipped over the bar from the Swansea keeper. So that could have been a game-changing rating for him. But solid performance from Eric. I still think Wanyama's performance against Bournemouth was better than this one than Dyer, but he's got a job on his hands to keep his place now. Wanyama's back on form. But good performance from Eric. Nice to see him back, and hopefully he's all right with this. He had a cast on his team, so
yeah, but it didn't look like he got injured during the game. So Eric Dyer, like a pretty standard performance. Nothing too much to rave about, was there?
Yeah, just he did his job.
Did his job exactly. So yeah, 7's pretty fair. Christian Eriksen, my man the match. 10.
100%. He ran the show. From minute 1. He ran the show.
He just got a comment saying he got a 10, yeah.
He ran the show. He was brilliant today. That's what you love with Christian Eriksen, that little link up. As well, when you don't have Kane, you need to look at the midfield to see there's a lot of pressure on Son when you stick him up front, and when there's no Kane. You need to look to the midfield for goals, and he was that man today.
What is it about the Liberty Stadium and Eriksen?
He loves it. He does love it.
What is it?
He loves it.
Sim?
I agree with that. I'll probably give him a 10 as well. I think, as Daniel said, we've had to have our midfield step up since Kane's injured, and one of the criticisms I have for Eriksen in the main, which I don't have many, is that he probably doesn't get enough goals for the quality that he has. But today he really showed his goal scoring quality.
How many goals do you reckon he should be getting a season?
At least I think the quality that Eriksen has, he should be getting between 10 and 15 goals a season, which in general he gets around 10.
And how many is he on?
I think he's on like 8 or 9.
So he can get there.
Yeah, so I think he should be getting about 15 goals this season, and he has that quality. And he showed it today. Left foot on his left foot outside the box, found the corner expertly. Next goal on his right foot, laid off, smashed into the bottom corner. Hit the bar as well, tipped onto the bar from the Swansea keeper on his left foot outside the box. He's just got such quality from outside the box, shooting wise. He's got to show it more often, and today he was buzzing around as he does. Phenomenal performance for Eriksen.
I love it when he plays in that role. He completely controlled the whole game today. From about 10 minutes in, you could just see he was winning the ball back, which you don't really say a lot about Eriksen usually. He was winning the.
Yeah, that's another thing. The amount of times he won the ball back.
He won the ball back so many times in that middle of the park today, stifling all the Swansea kind of potential attacks that you like to say. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. I thought man of the match by quite a way.
Interesting you say that he doesn't win the ball that much. I read a stat in midweek.
Yeah, I know.
He blocks more passes than any other player.
And he runs more than anyone in our team as well.
We knew that as well, yeah. So he's always a hard worker, and I've always said that about Eriksen. That's one of the things that takes him above other playmakers, is his work off the ball. He's not a passenger, he's not a liability off the ball. He always works hard for the team. And he couples that with his unbelievable quality. So, great player.
Eric Lamela.
10.
10.
10. Showed his critics wrong today. He 26 ball rolls in the first half. 2 of them led to a goal with his right foot as well. No, he stepped up today as well. You know, he didn't lose the ball. He had that bit where he had 3 players around him and he ball rolled his way out of it. No, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal today. About 10.
I'm going to give him a 9. He wasn't as good as Eriksen, but I think he was again absolutely phenomenal. Since he's come back from injury, I think he's really shown some really good performances. I think it's taken time for him to get into it, but especially recently, he's putting in some really class performances. And today, he was showing his dribbling ability. He was showing obviously the high pressing that we all love to see from Lamela. And he got a goal with his right foot on the edge of the box, which we rarely see from Lamela. So absolutely fantastic performance. And you know, he had a good 70 minutes from him. He got off the pitch. I think he was going to try really hard to get in the Argentina squad for the World Cup, because he wasn't selected for the international break. But if he keeps putting in performances like that, he'll be definitely in with a shout.
Yeah. There was a Spurs fan in the other car.
He did the hard side.
Lamela. I'm a big fan of Lamela. I don't get the people who just constantly like put him down and whatever. But let's not stick on the negatives, because I thought he was class today. 26 rollovers in the first half. How many did he do in the second half? Any stat on that?
That didn't count. I lost count.
He was just class. He was beating his man.
Yeah.
Assisting, getting a goal with his right bloody foot. How many times have people said how left-footed he is?
Yeah.
Like, you look at him play, he literally is so one-footed, it's unbelievable. And today he pops up with a goal outside the area with his right foot. What are the chances?
Class finish as well. And he needs to be getting more goals and more assists. And I think he's been upping his productivity recently, and you can really see that.
All right, Heung-min Son.
Heung-min Son.
Daniel.
7, 6 out of 7. He wasn't really in the game a lot.
Yeah.
I thought, I know. He wasn't really in the game. He was running around. He was trying to do his bit, but
it just wasn't happening for him, was it?
No, it wasn't really. No, I know. Just he was there, but no, he got the ball. He made a few good passes, but it wasn't really a lot of runs on for him. Didn't really get any chances, so I can't really rate him that highly, to be honest. But
yeah, I think it's 6. I think it's 6 is fair. I mean, it's tough on him. I think he, as I said before, I think he improved once he went out on the left for about 20 minutes. In that second half, he looked far more dangerous than he ever did up front. But he's been tasked with the striking position since Kane's been injured, and I think he performed okay. It wasn't amazing. He got a goal wrongly, in my opinion, wrongly ruled out for VAR.
Not in your opinion,
offside.
It's a fact, I think.
Well, people say that it was close, but it looked like it was onside, and it was a great finish, that one. Yeah. But he didn't get too many opportunities to break the lines. He didn't get too many opportunities to. He wasn't. Yeah, as Daniel said, he wasn't really in the game that much. He didn't hold up the ball too well, but I thought it was a solid performance. It was not a performance where you say, "Oh, he can't play up front again." Because then, you know, he's showing up front, he can do a good job. So it was okay from Sonny. Give him a
I agree. Like, I don't think it was too bad, but it wasn't too good. It looked like every time he got the ball, he was trying to make something happen, but it just wasn't happening for him. It's hard for him when he's up front, but you know, I think it's a good option to have otherwise than Kane.
Yeah, because you see it with Kane, we play into him so often, and he holds the ball up, he's shielding off defenders, and he creates space for other players, but it's hard for Son to do that job. Son really, his job when he's up front is to get in behind, trying to stretch the defence more.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult job when they're sitting deep to do that.
All right, Lucas Moura, Daniel.
Give him a 7. Once again, he was in the game, but you know, he made some good runs. He was trying to beat his man. It's just, I don't think he really had the support around him. He had a few chances, but yeah, I think he tried hard today. He got the ball. He ran the channel. He tried to beat players, but again, kind of like Son, it wasn't really when. He didn't really get the chances that he really wanted. There weren't really any clear-cut chances. He tried to make them, but it just wasn't really happening for him today. But yeah, I thought he did reasonably well. Coming into the lineup, starting 11, I'd give him a 7.
Yeah, 7. I agree with that. I think it was a pretty decent performance from Lucas. I think a couple of times he was creating some good chances. I thought.
I just love the way he gets past his man.
Yeah,
though.
he's so quick and he's got really good dribbling ability. He got an assist as well from Eriksen's second goal, which was positive. But I thought just a couple of opportunities where he could have got a shot off, or he could have, squared.
That's actually a good point. Once he has a full pre-season under his belt under 100%. Poch, he's going to be a class act.
Completely. You see that with every player we sign. Once they've had a full,
it was the same story with Son, wasn't it, when we signed him?
Completely. I agree with that. We probably won't see the best until next season. But saying that, I still think he performed well, and I still think he has a role to play from now to the end of the season. I think
the way he gets past his man, though, is just class.
He's so quick and he's hard to catch. And he's very nimble, and he's good. He's a pretty good player.
You explained it well during the game when I was talking to you about it. You know how he rides those challenges like a man on a surfboard. Exactly. Riding those waves.
Yeah, it's really great to see. It's fantastic. It's hard to get the ball off. And
oh, come on, man! He goes. Yeah. Lucas looks like a better version of Townsend.
Nah, come on. At least Townsend doesn't.
Yeah, maybe he looks like him a bit. Yeah. He's asking why our stream is lagging because we're on the motorway on the way back from Swansea. The internet's not so great here.
We can't see if it's lagging.
Yeah.
You were telling us. We have no idea.
Nah, Son's not going to military service. It's all bollocks.
I don't know if it is.
What?
I don't know if it is bollocks.
Well, you think he's going to military service?
No, I hope not. But I don't think the possibility is bollocks. I don't think so.
Well, lead the line against North Korea.
I thought there's a whole sportsman thing going on with the military.
There is. But he has to show. He has to win either get to the semi-final of the World Cup, or he has to win the Asia Cup or get a gold medal in the Olympics.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is that the way it works?
Apparently, in South Korea, it is, yeah.
Well, there you have it. We've got international break coming up next weekend.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, well, we're going to be at the new stadium to check it out, so watch our video that's going to come out next weekend.
We'll be seeing Chris Cowlin there as well. So
yeah, our good friend Chris Cowlin will be there. Alright, so Chelsea next week, Chelsea away. We haven't won there for a long time. Can we do it, Sim?
Of course we can. It's going to be tough. If you're asking me now what a good result, I'd take a draw right now. Continue with 5 points clear.
Daniel?
We can do it. Mentally, can we do it? It's another question.
Yeah.
But it's been a horrible ground to go to. But if we perform like we did today, step for the whole 90 minutes, we can do it. We can.
Well, let's be honest. It's a mental barrier we have to overcome, isn't it? In terms of Chelsea away, that's what we're doing under Poch, just breaking down these, creating winning mentalities and everything. But it's whether we can break down this mental barrier against Chelsea in the race for the top 4, it's going to be a big ask. But because we all know, it doesn't matter how badly Chelsea are playing, the one game they always turn up for is Spurs at home. So it's going to be a
same
tough
as
game.
West Ham, exactly. Chelsea's cup final.
It's going to be a tough game.
West Ham's cup final, Arsenal's cup final.
I think it'll be a good draw.
We're the team to beat.
It'll be a good point. So hopefully we go there. But listen, Spurs always go for the win. That's the thing. They always go for the win. So
That's what I love about Pochettino.
Doesn't matter who we're playing, what situation, we're going to go for a win. So hopefully we'll go there and give a performance. But right now, if you ask me, I'll take a draw.
That's not the only thing to look forward to. We got the FA Cup draw on Monday, so we're really looking forward to that. Hopefully the draw is kind to us and we can.
A lot to look forward to from now to the end of the season.
Yeah, you know, we got to really go for this FA Cup now. Top 4, you know, finish in the top 4, win the FA Cup. I think that'd be a good season.
Top 3 in the FA Cup would be a fantastic season for Spurs.
I think the FA Cup draw's on Monday actually.
Is it Monday? People saying tomorrow.
He's saying tomorrow Spurs 90.
Could be.
But anyway, onwards and upwards.
Cheers.
FA Cup, top 4. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your questions. Goodbye from Daniel. Goodbye from Sim.
Cheers, lads.
And goodbye from me. Go you Spurs!